Well, ladies and gentlemen, buyers, pleasure of meeting throughout the marketing campaign. Buyers, let me share with you now the following announcements which in place to help you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules, and any additional conditions that are available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids, the words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for a 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in a flexible 30 to 60 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything is in there, everything is quite clear. So buyers, is with my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. Let's consider the location we find ourselves in just for a moment here in the very heart of LALOR. We have access to a wonderful array of infrastructure shopping as close as Pacific Airport, not far away at all from Station Street and May Road shoppings, as well as High Street shopping, and we've also got the option to go back down Childs Road to Dalton Village. In terms of location, we have the bus on Childs Road and very easy access to LALOR Station, providing simple access into the city, and of course good quality schools that are throughout the streets of LALOR, both primary and secondary. Family to add your own touches on throughout the years. It makes for the perfect investment. It makes for the perfect first home. It makes for the perfect package for you and your family, and it makes for a great opportunity to bid, to buy, to get the sold sticker up on the door. So buyers, if you would like to reserve that right, now is your time to do just that. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for number 490 station? Who'd like to start us off, buyers? I don't mind the call. At 650,000, a fair start at 50 now at 650,000. At 650 the bid, beats here, am I right? Opportunity with every other buyer here today. Welcome and best of luck here today. At $650,000 the bid. At 650,000, bid here now. At 650, at 650,000, fairly been offered. There's the bid, the competition, the opportunity with you all. At 650, at 60, I'll take the 60 now. At 70, the quick retort. At 670,000, at 670,000, let them know it's against their bid at 70 now. At 670,000 the bids there. I will take the 575 and 80 now. At 680,000. At 680 the bid. At 680,000, let them know, Alex, that we are selling here today on the market and selling, sir. At 700,000, a great bid at 710 now. Straight back at you, sir. At 710,000, we're on the market, we sell. At 710, the bids here, the keys are here. We are selling here today. If you're waiting for me to go inside and seek instructions, then I won't be doing that here today. There is no halftime break. At 710,000, the bid is there. The keys are there. We are on the market. We sell. We play for keeps. Sir, what do you say? Do we let him have it at that? At 710,000. At 20 now, welcome them here in Rob at 7,000. At 745 now, 50 if you like it, 50 got it, 750 at 7.5 here. At 750,000. At 750 the bid. At 750,000, fairly been offered now. At 750 the bid. First call at 750,000, all done. 755. At 5 now, 55, 60 if you like, you're definitely done. There was a hard limit at 55. At 755,000. At 755,000, the bid's there. 755 the bid. At 755, can I confirm that bid, Annie? At 755. At 755 and the bid's here. At 755,000, looking for 60 in the rise. Are they done over there, Rob? At 755 the bid. At 755,000, fairly been offered now. At 755, 60 will get you back ahead. I'll take one if it gets you back in the game, sir. At 755,000, you started strong, but it's how you finish that counts. At 755 and the bid's here, the keys are here. We're on the market. We sell. 755 the bid. Once at 755,000. All done.
56.
At 56, welcome, best of luck. Never too late till the hammer falls. Hasn't fallen just yet at 56. Now, sir, you worked so hard to put yourself in that position. We're 60. Are we done here, Al? Definitely done. Are we done over here, Rob? At 760, we're definitely done. Thank them for the bidding here today. Sir, we're done over here. We're definitely done. Thank them for the bidding here today. Sir, we're done over here. Definitely done. I have your absolute best here today. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. Sir, ma'am, if you tell me you're out, I'll sell. Only one to beat at 700, at 62, and welcome at 62. At 762 and the bid's back there. 762 and the bid's back there. at 770 now, at 770,000, coming in right at the end, coming in with style, at 770,000, the bid's there, 170,000, the bid's there now at 70, at 775 now, at 775, and we're up and running again at 75, at 775,000, bid there against you, sir, at 75, at 775,000, at 77 now, 777. At 777,000, lucky sevens, not for them today, at 80 now. At 780,000. At 780 the bid. At 780,000 bid there. Can I take me to 85? At 780 the bid's there. At 780,000, fairly been offered now. 780 the bid. At 780,000, fairly been offered bid here. Keys are here, we're selling at 780 once. At 780,000 twice. Third. Final call 82. At 82 now, 85 sir, at 782 the bid's there, across the road at 782,000, at 782 now, at 83, at 783 now, 783, take instructions directly from the boss now sir, at 783, at 783,000, fairly 185,000, first call at 785, done! At 86 now, 786. How about we try big bid? Ones aren't working. 786,000, perhaps take me to 90. At 786,000, the bid's over there, back across the road at 86. At 786, there, opportunity still with you though. At 90 now, no great bid at that. At 790,000, fight fire with fire, big bid, deserves a big one in response. At 790,000, and the bid's here. At 790 now. At 790,000, fairly bid and offered. At 790 the bid. At 790,000, bid there, opportunity with your buy there, Andrew, at 790,000 once, at 790 done. At 91 now, at 791, at 791,000. How about we send a strong, clear message, sir? Take me to 800 at 791, at 791,000. Round numbers usually are the competition's limit. 95. At 95 now, still a strong bid at 95. At 795 the bid. At 795,000. At 795,000, might have him on the ropes now at 795. At 795,000, fairly been offered. At 795, I do traffic control in my spare time too at 95. At 795,000, the bid's here. At 795,000, fairly been offered. Once at 795, all done. Twice at 795, done and finished. Third, final call at 795, the bid, all done, finished at 96. 800 surely at 796,000, almost had it. Got me to 3 calls. 800,000, even money at that at 8. At 800,000 now, it's just a round number. At 800,000, fairly been offered now at 800. Call in the bank. Call them on Monday, ma'am, they're closed. At 800,000 now. At 800,000, fairly been offered. We're selling. The bid's here. The keys are here. We sell away. First call at 800,000, all done. Second call at 800,000, done and finished. Third, final call at 800, all done, all finished, all silent and out at 800,000. Just confirm one more time, at $800,000 the bid. Are we definitely done? Yes or no, I need to know at 800,000. I'm about to sell here, 805. At 805 now, at 805,000. At 805, back across the road. You had them on the ropes, sir. They were almost out. At 805,000, bids back there, back across there. At 805, and the keys are there. At 805, the bid. At 805,000, big bid, might just get it done now. At 805,000, fairly been offered. At 805,000, fairly been offered. Big there, keys are there. We sell. First call at 805,000. He's in a hurry. Second call at 805, done and finished. Third, final call, $805,000 the bid, all done, all finished, all silent out at 805. We're done here, done there, done there. We're definitely done here, done over here. Absolutely sure, sir?
Dude, so sure.
Even half?
No.
Definitely. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. At 805,000, bids there, keys are there, we sell. First, second, third, final call at 805. We're done, finished, selling. Done, finished, silent out. We're selling, selling, selling. Sold. Congratulations and well bid. Please join me congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts, Rata and Co auction. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. See you again soon.